The following contains strong language, violence, and nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
The following presentation is brought to you by the Realm Network. This week on the Mark and Lowell Show.
Do you want to do that other thing that we talked about or no?
Oh, let everyone know. Do Lisa and Jonah even know?
Not 100%.
I mean, this could probably take up the rest of the show,
right?
If we discuss it.
Oh, I'm not curious at all.
Yeah.
Hey, Lowell, do we want to do the thing that Lisa and Jonah don't know about mostly, but will affect them greatly? Well, no, it'll take up too much time. Maybe another time.
It'll keep.
Well,
hello, boys. Mark.
I just pooped and it smells fabulous.
Lowell.
Welcome to my latest experiment. This is a big one.
It's the Mark and Lowell Show.
It was a show just for me and you, much like this podcast.
Where two guys bring you stories and opinions.
Our listeners will not laugh.
but if we laugh, then people will laugh.
Built on 30 years of friendship.
You were singing operatically.
Yeah, while you were taking the camera.
And I was zooming in.
zooming in on my crotch.
Yes.
Along with a regular cast of pals to help them remember it all.
Camp is the best.
Get your shit together.
All right, so back to your swamp ass.
Say ho.
Now, here's Mark and Lowell.
Hello and welcome, everybody, to the Mark and Lowell Show. I am your host, Mark Ronick, and here with me, as always, my co-host, Lowell Melser. Hello, Lowell.
Yeah, we're getting fired up, baby.
Fired up.
Fired up. Now, make sure you take all that discussion. Don't put that on the air.
Well, that's the thing is, when we say we don't talk politics on this show, we really mean it as in on and off this show. We really don't ever talk a lot of politics with each other. And somehow, it's because Jonah happens to have the Democrat debate on right now.
Right.
That all of a sudden prompted a whole discussion, and it started getting a little heated.
Well, and we didn't even need to get into politics. All I said to start the whole thing was that I'm watching the Democratic debate, and it's depressing the hell out of me because I'm a Democrat. One of these people is who I'm going to vote for president, and I couldn't be more ashamed of the 6 people on stage. They're like children.
Yes.
Bickering.
Like I said, we don't talk about politics really much at all.
Right.
But let's welcome in everybody before we go any further. First, we have back, it's Lisa Runyon. Hello, Lisa.
Hello, boys.
And we've got from Colorado, it's Jonah Berger. Hello, Jonah.
Say, brothers, rich people are assholes. All right. All right.
That's a little spillover from our...
There goes all of our fans.
Yeah.
Spend money on the show. Yep. Thank you. Thanks for that.
So what I want to do now, I've been trying to start the show with just like a little game of some sort, usually 80s or 90s trivia. But I wanted to do something a little different, but still something that we can all participate and challenge one another. Okay? Everyone has an iPhone, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Please, everybody, and our audience, please join along if you'd like to participate and compete with us. Take it out and go to your settings, and then I want you to go to your screen time, and I want us to compare our daily average screen time. I want to see who spends the least.
If Mark does not win this contest, I give up on all of life.
Hands down.
So it's least and most time spent.
Where is it? Hold on.
Under settings.
It's like the 5th thing down or 6th thing down.
Now, are we doing daily average, or are we doing total so far this week?
Daily
average.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Now, Lisa, did you find it?
I found it.
Okay, good.
Wow, this is shocking.
It is shocking. Now, there are people out there that swear by this, that really utilize this feature. And then there are people that have no idea it exists.
I have a question about this.
Yeah.
Occasionally, there's like a little message that pops up on my phone that says your average is up or your average is down or whatever, right?
Sure.
And I'm just wondering, like, if I'm playing music on my phone
Yes.
through like my iTunes account, is that counting as my phone usage?
Well, it says screen time, and I don't know.
Right.
So I think maybe it's literally
It's a good
if
question.
it's on. Yeah, it's a good question, and I know that there's probably an answer, but I don't have that specific answer for you right now.
Okay.
I also have to put in, before we compare numbers,
Yeah.
that I have an infant child and 2 sets of grandparents who are far away from Denver. And so I have a lot of FaceTime that's added to my daily
I see.
average.
Well, we will break it down because there are some, I would give some exceptions. Maybe something like that I would accept and lower your score a little bit. But we should move forward here. So let's go with Lisa. What's yours?
What comes up when it says daily average right there?
Yep, daily average at the top. There should be an hour and minute number.
2 hours and 36 minutes.
2 hours and 36 minutes. Okay. Jonah?
All right, but here's another
Wait,
factor.
maybe you should make him last because I think he's going to be highest.
Ooh, interesting. We should have wages on this.
I have another factor.
Okay, but
Here's
wait,
the problem.
before you give your factor.
What?
Let's take some votes. Lisa says she thinks Jonah is going to have the most.
Because of what he said, but also because he does like a lot of business on his phone too.
Thank you, Lisa.
Well, I think we all do, to be honest.
Well, yes,
Not
true.
like I do.
Well, why don't we see? Because we can go to the breakdown. And then
That's
you can
right. That's
see
what I'm
where-
saying.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But Lowell, do you have a guess as to who will have spent the most time on their phone?
I was going to say you.
Okay.
I would have
Yeah.
said Mark too, but then I remembered I do all my work on my phone.
So my genuine answer is I think it's Lowell.
Really?
No way.
No way.
Based on his Twitter time, I think it's Lowell.
Oh.
Based on Jonah's reaction, I'm going to say I'm way low.
Okay.
Than both of you.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
then Lowell, what's
Interesting.
yours?
I was pretty sure I was going to be the lowest.
Okay.
But I could be wrong.
Lowell.
I would have guessed Lisa is the lowest.
Yeah, I'll say this. I am higher than Lisa.
You're higher than Lisa. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Jonah, what is your daily average time spent?
5 hours, 28 minutes.
I was guessing 5
and
hours.
28 minutes. Okay. And so I guess right now it's between Lowell and Jonah. We got to get that battle out first. So, Lowell, what is your daily average time spent on your screen?
9 hours and 14 minutes.
Oh my God.
I think he's lying.
I'm lying. I'm lying.
Okay.
3 hours and 12 minutes.
Okay. So Jonah is currently in the lead.
Yeah, well, there's still Mark.
There's still me. Mark Ronix, daily average time spent.
Oh, 4 hours 58.
That's right.
See?
So Jonah is
Damn.
the big wiener.
I won. I won. I guessed that.
Here's the problem.
Nope. No problem.
This is the daily average for this week.
Yes.
Because it shows Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yesterday, I held staff interviews for literally 7 hours straight, all by phone.
Okay, so go to see all activity right underneath your little bar graph.
My Sunday time was well under the average.
Me too.
So you can break it down here and tell us, if you scroll down, you can tell us what are the top 2 apps that you use the most.
Interesting.
Yep.
What do you got?
Text messages is my top.
Me too.
At 2 hours and 23 minutes.
Mine's 2 hours and 19 minutes.
And then Maps is my second.
Oh, interesting.
Closest, which is 33 minutes.
That's one of the passes I would give anybody. If you're using it for your transportation to guide you,
I drive for a living, dude.
Right.
I don't think that should count.
This is so weird because I use Waze a lot, but it's saying like today I only used it 4 minutes, but I know I used it longer than that.
But maybe, did you have it closed, maybe, your phone?
Oh, yeah, my phone was closed, but it was through like my Apple Play in the car.
Right.
So maybe that's how it does it.
maybe that's how it does. It doesn't count
Yeah.
with Apple Play or
It only
something.
counts when it's open.
Yeah. My top one is messages at
Yeah.
5 hours, 14 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't even understand that. Oh, because it's just daily average is
I
4:59.
understand it because you're a texting.
Yeah, but then my next one is Waze at 1 hour and 8 minutes, followed by Facebook at an hour.
My Facebook's a little higher than that.
Mine top is my Discord app, which is it's a social networking app that I use for the cryptocurrency.
Oh, okay.
That's my top one. And then it's messages, and then it's TikTok.
Oh, yeah. Well, TikTok can definitely suck you in.
Oh my gosh. I find this interesting. So if you look at the whole list, this is quite interesting. So my message is my top. Facebook is my next with an hour and 54 minutes. And then I thought like, okay, so what's the top 3? My third one is this art coloring app that I color by number that I love to do.
Yep.
But then I kept going. Camera 24 minutes.
Wow.
Twitter, thanks to my friends who tweet, 13 minutes because I have to get on and see like what popped up so I can clear it. Less than 7 minutes on the phone.
Right. Phone is like always at the bottom. It's
and
so
less
funny.
than 6 minutes on settings.
Unbelievable.
So interesting, Jonah, how you had me pinned as the most used. What's your excuse?
My excuse is it stands in that you are definitely worse than I am by phone, but I was on the phone yesterday for 7 hours.
Wait. I would like to challenge you then.
Okay.
If that's the case.
I was on the phone for business for 7 hours.
Let's see where we're at for the next week and revisit and see who spent more time on their phone.
You got it, champ.
Okay.
Mark and I are going to send paper letters in the mail
I know, yeah. You got
for the next week.
Down.
Shut it down, baby.
Hey, Mom, how's it going? Yeah, can't talk. Gotta go. All right.
Okay. Yeah, baby's fine.
Yeah, baby's fine. Baby's great.
Baby fan.
Wait, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So I clicked on Monday because it was higher than today's number just to kind of see.
Yeah.
It says pickup, so I'm guessing that's the number of time you picked it up.
When you just pick it up to look at it. That's one area that we should also look at. If you go back and look, guys, it tells you how many times you're picking up your phone on average.
Mm-hmm.
Once you're on your screen time main screen, then you go to see all activity.
Mm-hmm.
And then scroll all the way down to about the middle of the page, you'll see pickups.
95.
Mine's 110.
Pickups?
I pick up my phone on average 110 times a day.
Wow, that's interesting.
Mine's 121.
Wow. What's yours, Lisa?
I am just not seeing that.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to get back
sorry.
to you. Lowell, I have something for you. I have some treats for you here. I have some sound bites.
Okay.
First, I wanted to let you know that I kind of sabotaged for just a moment one of your coworkers, Tony Pan's Weather Talk podcast.
You called in?
I didn't quite call in, but I noticed. I noticed he was doing a streaming live on Facebook. So I just wanted to pop in and see what he was doing because I've seen you do that before on his show before. So I kind of disrupted the show. I was listening, and so what I want you to do is you'll hear the setup. I'm going to play the clip. You'll hear the setup, and then you'll hear a camera sound effect, which will lead us in to my disruption.
You brought me to my next point. If you watch WBAL TV tomorrow morning, the Ask Ava segment.
Ask Ava's back.
Is going to be about the Arctic Oscillation. So, Chad, carry on, young man. Yes.
Yeah. So you've probably heard the polar vortex mentioned. Many of you have heard that term. And the cold weather hasn't been that phenomenally cold, as you well know, because our averages we've been above average in temperatures.
Here we go.
You got anything to add to this? I just see you smiling over there.
We were talking about
so this is his, I guess, producer that starts
Dave. Yeah.
Dave, yes. Dave starts giggling and Tony Pan kind of stops and says, "Hey, do you have something to add?" And Dave is giggling and kind of stumbling.
Completely. It took me. Okay. Lowell Meltzer.
You got is Lowell watching?
No,
right now?
no, Lowell's not watching. Mark, his podcast partner,
the Mark and Lowell podcast.
Mark is watching. Thanks, Mark. Hey, Mark asks, "What about Ask Lowell segment? We need some more Lowell." I'm not disagreeing with you.
I'm afraid to see the Ask Lowell segment.
It wouldn't be about weather.
It would. It most certainly would not. However, the fans, I'm sure, would like to hear more from Lowell.
And Mark, tell your podcast partner not to big time us anymore. We had him on once, and he's like, "I got breaking news. I gotta go."
He's too big for us now.
And he left.
So maybe Mark will come in.
You know what, Mark is not too big for us.
Lowell's making us go through his age.
Mark's tiny.
So
difficult.
These.
I know these podcast people.
I know. So
TV guys.
Back to the issue at hand.
Yeah, sorry to hijack
No, that was funny. I saw the look on your face. And I was like, he's got something cooking in there. I know.
Made me laugh.
So there you go.
Nice.
Yeah, because he listens. Yeah.
Yeah, they listen. I guess it cracks me up that they listen. It was kind of, I guess, a backhanded compliment there with the whole. Mark's not too big for us. He can come join us.
Yeah.
Lowell, yeah, he's too big.
I can't get his people.
Tiny Ronick, he'll come on. He'll go anywhere.
So Lowell, how did you big time him?
No, I was on the show and then I had I got a text that there was breaking news and I had to leave.
Yeah, he got a text that
Right.
there was breaking news. And sorry guys, I gotta leave.
Gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
Well, those are the best podcasts as far as having Lowell in as a guest, because if it's right there in front of him at work, that's the easiest way to grab him. Otherwise, it's just way too inconvenient for him to do any other podcast, really.
Right.
Because he's a father of two and he's got responsibility.
And I have no free time.
No free time.
Lowell, so
yeah.
where we last left off on the Mark and Lowell show, Lowell had just recovered from a week plus of having the flu.
Right.
Down for the count, missed every obligation, every responsibility. He was out. The kids had already had it, but one person did not yet in the Meltzer household.
Allie.
Ooh, she got it?
She got it, huh?
Dang it.
Man.
Of course. Everyone in Seth's house got it too, except for Julianne. And her doctor gave her the. I know. I was trying.
It was bad. it was quite bad.
Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because Lisa was trying really hard to get a word in, and I just finally looked at her, and I'm like, just let it go, baby.
You got to get up early in the morning, champ.
Oh, man.
You got to get a good doctor, is the point.
So, Lowell, how bad was it? Because I do know Jamie, your sister, and Amy, my wife, have a little three-way thing going on Marco Polo, the app I've been trying to get you guys to do with me. And I know from her that Allie was like completely MIA for like a day or two.
Yeah. She went down for the count, just like the rest of us. And it,
what's the biggest symptom about it? Like, what's the worst part of it?
It just knocks you out.
Yeah.
I mean, like when you get the flu, it's like you got hit by a truck,
Yeah, you can't move.
Are you puking a lot? Or
no, it was no GI thing. It was just headache, congestion, and congestion.
Yeah.
Body aches.
And aches, flu.
Do you feel like you got hit by a truck?
Exactly.
Swelling of the balls.
So really, we were really giving you a lot of shit because we were teasing, don't bother Lowell. He gets the week off.
Right.
But you got thrown into it after that.
Yeah, I was on vacation on that week off. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, right.
When Allie goes down, it really knocks out the chi of the house.
Of course.
100%,
Hell yeah.
So it was like a bug out because it was last Tuesday. Yeah, it was over a week ago.
Because we were going to record, and you're like, dude, Allie's out. I can't do it.
I can't, yeah. And this is already after I had missed over a week of work.
Yeah.
So she wakes up Tuesday morning and is like, I don't feel good at all. And I'm like, all right, let me take your temperature. And I took her temperature, and it was 100. And I was like, fuck. Yeah.
You just thought you were out of it, right?
Yeah, I thought she was going to go unscathed. And I was like, all right. And like Sloan was still sick, and Reed was actually going back to school that day because he was he was 100% better, but Sloan was not.
Well, he got it first, right?
Yeah, Sloan she was in the phase of like 99 to normal. She was coming off it.
Right.
And she actually went back to school the following day because that day she was like totally fine.
Wow.
But it was like, you take a precaution you don't want to send them back to school too soon,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to call out sick from work again because I had to take care of Allie and Sloan and then get Reed off the bus.
Right.
It was like a whole thing.
I will say, Lowell, that I did catch one of her messages to Amy and your sister, and she was giving you some props.
I have to pat myself on the back. Like,
Yeah.
I took all of the responsibilities.
Yeah.
And did it all.
I mean, you have no choice. You have to.
Yeah, no.
Right.
Yeah, I had to do it all. And luckily, my work understood, and they gave me stories that I could turn and not be live so that I could leave work early and go pick up, the kids from school and everything that week.
Right.
While Allie was home because the kids were at school, so Allie didn't need me there.
Right.
So I could go to work, but she needed me in the morning and at night.
Right.
I was feeding the kids. I was taking them in the shower and showering them off and doing the bed routine. And
now, I know Sloan, you've told me that, speaking of the bed routine, I believe you've said Sloan is very attached to mommy at night.
Yeah, Yeah, we've switched it up though. Like I'm starting to read her more books and stuff. Yeah.
Lowell put on a bra with some pads in there and was like, "Okay, Sloaney."
It's all part of that stall tactic game they play.
Yes, that's right.
That's really all it is.
That's right. Exactly.
Of course,
so you just got to call them out on their bullshit, and then eventually they come around.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's true.
Listen, kid. I know you're bullshitting me.
Yeah.
Because that's a big thing. That's a big thing with parents is that for some reason, a lot of times you just let the bullshit go.
Right.
And then it just continues.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, no, man. You got to stomp the bullshit like the bullshit that it is.
No, you got to, you just choose your battles because it just depends on the situation.
Right.
You know?
And how tired you are.
Oh, you know what was funny though? You know, and I know we're going off on a kid tangent here. It was kind of funny. So we've gotten into this tradition on Fridays. I DVR that new Lego Masters thing on Fox.
Yeah.
Reed and I, we all sit on the couch and watch it like on Friday nights now.
That's cool.
We let the kids stay up late and stuff, you know,
Right.
to watch it. And it just reminded me of like when I was a kid and it was like, you remember it was so cool when your parents let you like stay up later to like watch a show.
I can tell you right now what it was that I remember.
I know mine too.
Mine was we got to watch Dukes of Hazzard. I think that was from 8 to 9. And then they would let us stay up to watch Dallas if we wanted to watch Dallas with them.
Right.
We always watch
and
Dallas.
then
Dynasty.
At 10, you're like golden.
I was pushing it at that point, but I never watched much Dynasty. But
I only watched on occasion.
Yeah, but I definitely Dukes of Hazzard for sure.
With us, it was once a year. The Wizard of Oz would come on TV,
Yes, sir.
and we would get to go over to 7-Eleven, pick out one treat, a tasty cake treat, and come home and watch Wizard of Oz, which was on till like 10 o'clock.
Right.
Right.
Like,
like way past your bedtime.
Right.
Exactly. Hey, so Lowell, I do have a little treat for you.
Okay.
More sounds for you. Can you tell me what this is from?
Yeah. Yeah, that's in television.
Yes, but what?
The Electric Company game.
Yeah, which one?
Oh, the math one? Yeah, Jungle. A math jungle.
Yeah, it's actually called Math Fun, believe it or not.
Oh, is it? Oh, I thought it was Math Jungle.
This is a game that Lowell and I... Oh, yeah. So...
These are math sounds.
Yeah, no, it was you were in the I thought it was Math Jungle.
I did too, but
the game it's an educational game on television. It gives you like math problems. You're like one guy's like a monkey and another guy's like an elephant and you're in a race.
Right.
So like in order to win the race, you have to keep solving the math problems so that that's you running.
That's you running to the next question.
Right.
Yes, exactly. And then while you're thinking, there are these jungle types. Right. What the hell are they?
Weird bugs.
Yeah, they're like jungle noise. Yeah, that was supposed to be the jungle noises. That's like a tiger.
Scary bugs.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's just a game. Now, Lo, the reason why I stumbled on that is, you know how the big fad right now is they're bringing back all the old gaming systems in a mini form.
Correct.
Right. So there's an Intellivision one out there, and this game is actually on it.
Oh, that's great. It was a popular game.
I guess it was. I didn't realize that.
Despite it being educational, it was a popular game.
Do you think it has the carryover today? Like, really? Do you think kids today are going to play that game? Like,
no, I think it's people like us.
I think older people are going to buy it.
Yeah, it's people like us.
Exactly.
So, yeah, so that was just, I wanted to give you a little memory lane there.
And I really want to, when Reed's old enough, I mean, I guess I could do it now or whatever, but I'd love to just show him some of those Atari games and have him be like,
yep,
what?
They have them. It's like 100 Atari games on there. No Pac-Man from what I've seen, but...
But, you know, yeah, that's the thing about those things, too, is I've noticed that they put a ton of games on there, but like
they're all the shit games.
80 of the games I've never even heard of.
Yeah.
Right.
They're
They're the
like-
games no one bought.
Right.
Right. But no, the Intellivision one had a lot of great classic Intellivision games.
Did it have the baseball on there?
Yes, it had the baseball on there.
You're out.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
All right, before we go any further,
Yeah.
do you want to do that other thing that we talked about or no?
Oh, let everyone know. Do Lisa and Jonah even know?
Not 100%.
I mean, this could probably take up the rest of the show,
Right.
If we discuss it.
Oh, I'm not curious at all.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Yeah.
Hey, Lowell, do we want to do the thing that Lisa and Jonah don't know about mostly, but will affect them greatly? Well, no, it'll take up too much time.
Let's wait.
Maybe
Let's-
another time.
It'll keep.
Well, all right. The long and short of it is we were offered a major sponsorship, but we can't mention who it is, and it's for a lot of money. And we weren't sure, we were going to talk to you guys about how we should divvy it up between the four of us.
Yeah, that's what you. Now I know you're lying. Between the four of us. Had you said the two of us, sorry, y'all, I might have bought. We were grappling over how much money to share with Jonah and Lisa. That's a fucking funny one. Oh, man, I'm retiring early off my Mandel money. I'll tell you what.
Major sponsorship.
Major.
No. All right, yeah.
Our faithful listeners know that we've been trying to figure out, we've alluded to it a few times, we're trying to figure out like what to do with this little show of ours, right? Mm-hmm. We're grateful for the audience that have stuck around with us for more than, and we're not saying goodbye, okay? But we are grateful for you over, 8 years now. But we're at this crossroad. We know there's a lot of podcasts out there that people have to choose from, and we're kind of at a point where how are we going to make us different? How are we going to stand out more?
Right.
Because you're going to get lost if you don't figure out something unique or different. And we feel like we got that in many ways, because how many podcasts really out there that have these old, long-time friends sitting around talking, reminiscing, and talking about real life that's going on today, like, Lowell with his family getting sick, right? So it's one of those things where we feel like as far as what we've been doing, we're getting kind of worn out. We feel like we've told you guys all the stories, and we're grateful that we get new listeners that come in, and thankfully, because we sometimes tell the same story more than once.
Some might say more than 5 times.
All right. And there will be some with this reformatting. There's going to be some changes. And Jonah,
we got some bad news for you.
Bad news.
When's the check coming? Tell me how many days.
No, but Mark and I have been having some heart-to-hearts too.
Yeah.
Trying to figure this out.
Yeah. And the one thing that we definitely agree on is we don't want it to end. Mm-hmm. We like what we're doing. We like the relationships that we've built with our listeners. We feel like they really get us,
right?
Especially in the Mandel fans group.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gets us. People post stuff that they think we would post to each other, I feel like.
Yeah.
And they're almost all the time right on.
Yeah.
And we enjoy that. And, we do get a little side money. Not all of us, I know, but we do get a little side money. But we also believe that this thing could be a beast if we really figured it out.
Right.
And we've got a steady, strong audience, but we've said it before, it's not growing enough. We definitely get new listeners, but after 8 years, you want to see some serious growth, and we haven't. We're just being honest.
Right.
But we want to continue. We know we got something good. So this isn't a goodbye. And we aren't even saying this is a last episode. We're just saying we're preparing for a change. So don't think of it like a goodbye or a death. Think of it more like a rebirth of what we've been doing.
Yeah, we're gonna take like a couple weeks off and figure it all out.
And I don't know if it's this week or next week, and we'll be clear when it's time. But we just decided we're gonna do this process, be real about it, and share it with you guys as we're figuring it out. And quite frankly, Lowell and I just decided today that we were going to even talk about this on this podcast today. And we haven't made an official date yet, but we do have a skeleton of a plan how to kind of redo what we're doing. And we think it has a lot to do with where we are in our lives now.
What we all have in common.
Yeah. And we'll explain more as it grows. And I don't want to give too much away because I don't think we know enough yet to explain it. But we do have a game plan, and we're going to figure out how to keep this thing going and growing.
And, this all stems from really, and, Mark, you've talked about this on the show before too, how you're taking these classes and things to learn the business better. And one of the things that Mark pointed out, which is like really true, is, with all these podcasts coming out now, you really have to narrow it down to like a theme, like a searchable theme.
Right. And I don't think people are searching in general old camp friends.
Right.
I think that might be a little too niche.
Right. So if we want to build our audience, it's got to be like a searchable theme to the show. And then, not that we're going to change telling our stories or anything like that, but there'll be more of like some sort of overall bond that holds everything together. Yeah. And then we can still tell all of our funny stories and,
Yeah, still be us, but maybe even add a little bit more of a real side. Because I think for the most part, we like to just be silly on this podcast. I think that's what it's been. And I think we'll always be silly because that's just who we are. But I think we'll also bring a little bit more realness to it.
All right, well, here's some real. When you make fun of me, it hurts on the inside. Just a little bit of pain.
How about a good smack on the outside?
Oh, and I will say this. We will 100%, before anything officially changes, we will 100% do a special episode where Lowell, Jonah, and I will watch our lost videotape.
Yes,
I was wondering about that.
Yes, where we snuck into our sleepaway camp together in the middle of winter.
Oh, my God.
If that ain't a good way to go take a long break, what is? I ask
Are you able to set it up so that the audio can play while we're watching the tape on the...
Yeah.
You can do all that?
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll be able to do all that. I think the way we'll do it is at the very least, Lowell and I, we will be in the same room, and we'll have Jonah via Skype or whatever, and we will share the screen. We will have the audio playing. We will take video, and we will post all of that stuff for people to enjoy and see our embarrassment.
Will there be video of us currently watching it?
That's what I mean.
Video?
That's a kind of Mystery Science Theater style.
Yes, exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's what Mark and Lowell are into this week.
Lowell, I saw on Twitter recently you posted a picture. Yeah, it was on Twitter. The Nabisco chicken and a biscuit crackers.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And you got a ton of positive feedback from people about that.
Crazy amount.
People were going nuts over them. Now, did you actually buy them?
I did.
And
I thought they were great.
They're delicious.
I had them with some tuna salad. They were really good.
Oh, God.
So good. They're so good.
Tuna salad?
No, they were really good. They taste like chicken soup crackers,
right.
They're a little salty.
I could see that.
But they're good. They're good.
Nice.
So the reason I bought them was because I was at the store and they were having a sale on Nabisco products, and if you bought 3 or more boxes, they were like $1.79 a box.
Oh yeah, what the hell?
So I bought like some like wheat thins. I brought this other thing, and then I just saw it there. It was like chicken and a biscuit, and I was like, you know what? I always see this damn box.
Right, I'm getting a deal.
Right, I'm gonna try
for $1.79. I'm gonna take it.
Yeah,
I haven't had them since I was a kid, but I remember having them as a kid, and they were so good.
Exactly. That's what brought me back, because I remembered having them as a kid.
Right,
and then I was like, why have I not eaten these since I'm a kid? That's like ridiculous. But if you look in the store, there's like a million Nabisco crackers. Like, there's the Triscuits and the Wheat Thins and the Ritz. And there's like a million different varieties, everything. And then in this one little lone part of the shelf, there's one little row of the chicken and a biscuit boxes. Like, there's not many of them.
It's funny, and based on the response that you got on Twitter, you'd think those things would be selling out.
I know, like hotcakes, but no, there's just a small, tiny little section just for the chicken and biscuit. And so I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna get it. I'll try it. I haven't had this since I'm like 8 years old.
You know what? I might take those to my next potluck just cause what a walk down memory lane.
Right.
Yeah.
And speaking of memory lane, Lisa posted about this in our fan group on Facebook. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, right? There was something. Ice cream. Cinnamon Toast Crunch ice cream. No, but they announced that it's coming.
That sounds good.
I got to try that. And then I think Trip posted something. Oh, yeah. And then they announced Lucky Charms ice cream. I mean, this is...
it's getting real.
Yeah, it's getting real.
I just picked up a box of chocolate Lucky Charms.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Well, you can't go wrong with that.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Even though still s'mores is on top.
S'mores is on top, and I have to tell you, it's still, I go to the store, and the one section that's ravaged is the s'mores.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There's like 4 boxes left.
Oh, and we gotta wrap up, but real quick update from Jonah. Last we left him, he had that pending sale, and it fell through.
What?
Yeah, it fell through.
Yeah, but you're not going to have any problem selling. You're not. If you had a showing and the 40 people showed up, you're not going to have any problem selling.
No, they pulled out.
Yeah,
That's what they always say.
Pulled out.
They pulled out on Thursday. Prematurely, they pulled out.
Thursday, they relisted it on a Friday, and you sold it on a Saturday, right?
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. That's exactly what happened.
Was it a better offer?
No, it was a slightly, well, yes and no. Yes and no. It was a slightly worse offer, but it's an all cash offer, which makes it better in a lot of different ways.
All cash.
I was speaking at a school to a group of parents, and I literally told the parents in advance, I was like, I'm keeping my phone out, and if my realtor calls or texts, I'm answering it, just so you know. And they were like laughing and totally cool with it. 5 minutes before the end of my speech, my realtor calls and says, "Are you at home?" And I said, "No." She said, "There are 2 people who just showed up randomly to your house. They're standing outside. They want to see the house and they want to buy it in cash." I was like...
And that's because you're in the weed capital, right? I mean,
Well, that's what I thought, but it turns out not to be the case.
Oh.
It's known in Denver that the weed industry buys houses by the dozens in cash just as a way to launder their money, literally. But these people, they're not married, they're dating, but the guy's parents are buying the house and he's going to pay them back a mortgage with no interest.
Okay.
They did it for his sister and now they're doing it for him. And they literally, my realtor met them here, walked them through the house. That night they called and made an offer.
I'm the winner!
So we did a little haggling back and forth, and we close on Friday.
Wow.
Yep.
Kudos.
And an update for you guys, I am still doing my 5 a.m. club that I talked about at the end of the last show.
Oh, my God.
Nice.
I have done it for over 2 weeks straight. That includes the weekends.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh, my God.
Are you napping on the weekends?
I nap on the weekends. I will let myself do like an hour and a half nap.
Wow.
So, wow.
Yeah.
You must be real tired then right now.
I mean, I'm pretty tired, but, I've started getting used to it. I'm in a phase now where I'm just kind of getting used to it. The thing that just drives me crazy is, like, I'm looking at the time right now. It's almost 9:30 p.m. for us right now. And I'm like, oh, shit, I got to get upstairs and get my ass ready for bed.
I'm tired.
All right. Well, then on that note.
Yeah.
That will do it for the Mark and Lowell Show. Please go to Facebook, go to Twitter, friend and follow us over there. And if you need that information or any other information, Mark and Lowell, just go to markandlowell.com.
And you can get me on all the social medias, the
Guys,
Twitters,
right? Shut the fuck up, you ass.
And a big thanks to Lisa Runyon.
Bye, boys.
She ain't lying. Is that our Don Geronimo's son clip?
Yes.
Hey, Don Goodman, don't be so tight. Give my daddy more money.
More money. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, you ass. Shut the fuck up, you ass.
And a big thanks to Jonah Berger.
Hey, if you want to get me, you can get me on www. With the restructure, Lisa and I are finally getting a cut.com.
And a big shout out to Buzz Burbank, RJ Diaz, Aaron Lamb, and everybody else who helps us with this show. For Lowell Melser, I'm Mark Ronick. We will see you next time on The Mark and Lowell Show.
Bye-bye. All right, well then on that note,
that will do it for the Mark and Lowell Show. Please go to Facebook, go to Twitter, friend and follow us over there. And if you need that information or any other information, Mark and Lowell, just go to markandlowell.com.
And you can get me on all the social medias, the Twitters, the
hold on, it didn't work.
Facebooks,
Hold on.
and
what have you.
TikTok, Newsmaker22,
The AOL.
and AOL,
Instagram.
You've got mail.
Prodigy.
I got a little chilly standing outside without my coat on.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit.
What?
It was so obvious
that you were cold?
That I was cold. Oh my God.
Nipping out?
Nipping out. I could see it in my reflection in my car, and I was like, oh my God. And so I look up, and there's like this dude in a van waiting to, pull in next. And I'm just
nipping out.
Full on headlights, man. Full on headlights.
Yeah. Jonah, we can tell that you're on the line because we hear this little hissing ever since you picked up, so we know you're on, but I don't think your Skype settings are correctly set or your... Now I'm hearing myself. Okay, anyway...
I thought that was
make
Jonah
sure
mocking you.
I don't mean to offend if you did this already, but first make sure the mic is plugged into the computer. But I mean, I've made that mistake before.
It's something you always check.
Hey.
Ooh. Hey.
I don't know what the hell is going on.
Is it muted on your Skype?
Muted?
Yeah, like
I'm not muted.
Okay. What about your Skype preferences?
Audio and video.
Mm-hmm. There should be microphone and speakers.
Yeah, stereo mix.
But what
real text. All right.
Whatever it's called.
Oh, I ain't got my microphone. Hold up.
That's what I said. I know.
Okay, so here's a really good question. If you were like struggling balls to try and figure out something and somebody was helping you and all of a sudden you realize like, I didn't plug in the microphone, would you admit that at that point? Or would you be like, I don't know, it just started
working.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I might.
Oh, yeah.
You know what we're talking about?
Yeah, I heard that, yeah.
Yeah.
At my job, my kids are always like, they want to go from one part of the test to the other, and I always tell them, because I always think I do have it. I'm like, I have it unlocked for you. It's unlocked for you.
Right.
And they'll come back and like, it's not unlocked. And then I look and I go, really? And I look and I go, oh, yeah, I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
Like, why? I don't know. Can you just try it one more time? And like, and then it works. I'm like, there you go.
Yeah. Imagine that.
Hey.
I'm trying to think of another circumstance with that. Yeah, that's like...
But that's such a thing.
All the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think too, it's like also when I used
Oh,
to
that happened to me today.
face paint for kids, like, like at church, and we do these face paintings, and like sometimes I'd be like doing a effed up face painting.
Yeah.
But I'd be like, oh my gosh, this looks so good.
Right,
They're going to
right.
love it. And you like build
You got to
it up.
sell it at
You
that
gotta
point.
Pump it up. And
Yeah.
then they love it.
Today, here's one for you, Lowell.
Yeah.
Today, I was having trouble uploading the TV show.
Okay.
All right. And so I was working with our tech support, our tech team. And one of the things was I was like, I uploaded the image, because it's got like a thumbnail image that we upload special for the show. So, it kind of goes along with
Kinda
the
like
show.
you do.
Right, like we do.
Right.
So it wasn't showing up. I uploaded it, and no matter what, it would not work. It was not showing up. So I was talking to the guy, and I told him, and he's like, huh, that's strange. It's working for me. And he sent me a screenshot showing me that it was working for him on his computer. And I'm sitting there with the guy I work with, and we're looking at it on my computer, and it's not there. And then, of course, I'm like, well, here, let me hit refresh now. And I hit refresh, and all of a sudden, there it is. It's working. And I'm thinking it's one of those probably he's like, oh, yeah, shit, that's not working. Fix it in the background, fix it in the background. And then it's working fine for me.
See this?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, it works
Can you hear
fine
me?
here.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We got you.
Yeah. Well, then say something.
Yeah, we kept hearing that. I was like, what is he doing?
Trying to be heard. That's what I'm doing.
Going,
Oh.